live. I don't remember. Maybe a couple of days ago. It's Tuesday now. Tuesday afternoon. This is my weekly Tuesday live. Taking everybody who's interested behind the scenes as far as letting you see on what I do with my content guy, social media manager, content manager, Nelson. Right now I'm about to call him, and then right after that I have my coaching call with my clients. So welcoming everybody again. The same thing we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully people get something out of this. Without further ado, let me call Nelson and see what he's up to. So to say, let's see if there's any meetings. I mean, if there's anybody online today, if you guys have any questions, so I'm going to take those. But other than that, we're going to do this. Hey.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I actually probably have to put the microphone here again, so I'm going to be the star actor on my show. What's going on?
So yeah, for the previous video, we got 2 leads actually.
Yeah, I actually, I don't know if you saw, well, maybe you didn't, but yeah. I created some custom videos for these people as a follow up. So
really?
kind of like personally greeting them by their name and sending them a personalized video message. One yesterday, the other one today, right after I had recorded the shorts. So we'll see. I'm gonna do that since the volume is so low. So I think it's the most effective way to address these people and see if there's anything that we can do, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's good, because I was actually thinking about what to do with them. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I just ended up. I mean, 30 seconds of an email. I would like to send them like in WhatsApp, you can send the video directly, but because the size is so big, then I have to kind of like send a link to my Google Drive. But still, it's okay. So, but I'm trying to address these people who contact me, and we'll see what happens. What did you think about that? I mean, we kind of exchanged some text about the format. So me sitting down instead of being in front of the whiteboard and kind of freestyling it a little more. So do you think that's, I mean, did you notice a difference that I didn't pause and do it in several sections?
Yeah. I actually liked it a lot, because that's what I was trying to, communicate with you. That kind of style is much better, because one thing, it feels more natural than the scripted ones. So yeah,
I have to do more of that going forward. I was planning on doing it. I don't know what your thoughts are, but tomorrow when I record the next one that I sent to you, I'm probably gonna do it here, sitting here by my desk in my office, and just putting the camera over there on the other side, and the white, kind of like this right now. But then I'm gonna use the papers in front of me. I'm gonna draw and kind of try to show the visuals. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but that's why I'm kind of focusing on my prep a lot more now, so that I'm more familiar with the topic, so to say, and it has to come naturally. I can't really, well, obviously I can't pause, but I don't know how it's going to go. This has more content, this one, so it's going to be interesting to see how I can pull it off. But believe it or not, I mean, this is the way I started back in the day, almost a year and a half ago. All the videos I recorded in the beginning were just like at one go. I never paused. I don't know why I started. Maybe I was obsessed with certain kind of mistakes, and I wanted to, you know what I mean? Like if I noticed that I lost my mojo mid-sentence, it's like, fuck, I made a mistake. Then I was like, okay, all over. But we'll see how this goes now.
Yep. Okay. Next thing, you asked about the next 30-day content calendar. Yeah, you said you wanted to talk about more like soft skills.
I was thinking, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I was thinking of doing it. Every other one would be a mindset type thing, meaning what I call a soft skill, and then every other one would be a hard skill. So like kind of like, okay, how to manage rentals, or you know, what to do with bad contractors or whatever. And then every other one would be something like the one I just did, like how to focus. Or I have some topics already that I prepared for, but would be good for you to take a look at that as well and see how you see that.
You have them written down?
I have some. I can
Okay,
share
yeah.
them with you.
I think it's a good thing because not a lot of people, emphasize the mindset stuff.
Yeah.
It's all about like how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
But even though when someone knows how to do something, there's always that mental block.
Yeah, I know. Can you see this?
Yep. Okay.
This is basically an end result of some of the topics that I went back and forth on with ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think the challenge is to, how to make it so that they know it's for them, that
Yeah,
for
exactly.
those people who's in real estate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's why we need to
things
play with that, with the title. Or title needs to reflect that then as well, and maybe the thumbnail.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
But I can send these to you and then take a look at them. But would be good if you could put together something from your perspective for the next 30 days, and then we'll discuss that and hash it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think the more I think about this stuff, I mean, last time we talked about being in front of the camera more, which I'm trying to do with the lives and with all this stuff. And I think this twice a week thing is very good for the long videos. Yeah. But still, I just need to be better when it comes to the prep. Prep is the only, I mean, it's 80% of the end result. You know what I mean? And just, if I want to deliver the message in a compelling way without pausing and doing several takes and cuts and whatnot, I just need to be better as far as being so comfortable with the topic that it's just kind of like, even if I was half asleep, I would be able to deliver that. And that takes a lot of time because obviously there's a lot of other stuff going on too. So I just need to, now I'm pretty much in the mode of like, I'm the biggest fan of understanding what is that you need to do, like that one thing. And I'm like, right now, I'm either prepping or recording. I'm prepping and recording. Of course, I have my client meetings, but outside of that, I'm just preparing, and then recording. And prep obviously is 80 or 90% of the time. But it takes a lot of time to gather your thoughts first, and then understand what is really the key that you need to say, and then be able to simplify it as well. So it's really a skill, and I'm not sure how good I am at that.
I think it comes from knowing what the audience want to know first. Let's say this next video, right? So what are the questions that they might have, and then you maybe ask ChatGPT, and then you just keep that in mind, and then I think it will come naturally. Yeah.
I spend actually quite a lot of time with the beginning. I don't know if you agree with the hook or not, but to me it pretty much boils down to this. So people expect to hire someone. I mean, if we talk about subs, contractors, or whatever, it's like, okay, I expect that I get what I want when I hire somebody. These people are supposed to be professionals. Then more often than not, I hire someone, I give them the upfront payment or stop paying them, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is not a hands-off model, it's actually a hands-on model, and it's like cost overruns and schedule delays and miscommunications and whatnot. And it's like, it was not supposed to be this way, so why? And I've been in that situation so many times that I can relate to that. So I think that's really, I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that, but people feel that all of a sudden they lost all the control, and all they are left with is, the final bill, paying for somebody else's mistakes. You know what I mean? When they were supposed to.
And then they're scared to hire another one, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I get it. Maybe just a little bit, because my family is actually building a house.
Oh, really?
On another state, yeah. So our first contractor was really bad. So we had to hire another one. So there's a lot of loss there. So yeah.
So you're basically your parents are the builder, so they are kind of like they are the ones hiring a general contractor, or do they hire the
Yeah.
subs? Just like a one company that handles everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, interesting. Yeah, it's always a process. So what? So so what city is it in?
It's in Sabah. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No.
It's in Malaysia, and then there's
Okay.
like another state called Sabah. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You
okay,
can look that up. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but it's a new construction. It's from scratch, right? So they're just building it from
Yeah.
scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From raw land, from nothing to building high. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, good stuff. So, okay, so the 30-day plan, we'll cover that. We'll look at that. And I think going
Yep.
forward, I would like to record if we stick with that Wednesday customer short schedule, if you could deliver or
Yes.
give that to me already like Monday, I would like to record that always on Tuesdays
Okay.
because
Yeah. Sure.
Wednesday is too busy for me with the long form recording.
Okay. Yeah.
If you could just make a note of that, so that helps my schedule a little bit.
Okay.
Because then Wednesday morning I really need to ramp up my prep still for the recording session itself and make sure that I'm ready.
Okay.
But so what do you think about the videos now? So if we look at, I mean, do you want to look at shorts or longs, or how do you want to run this?
Oh, okay. So I think our strategy is kind of good, except that we're missing some things. Like, when people are considering to, they are looking for a coach or someone as a accountability partner or something like that, they will know that if they are good at it. So we're missing some content such as, like case studies or testimonials like that. I know you previously did that one short about
Two, yeah.
the guy with the swimming
Yeah, and I have
instructor.
Gerardo is there as well. He's a real estate investor actually as well. But
Yeah,
if you look at my Instagram, both of those are pinned. But the problem with those is there's no concrete examples. I mean, like concrete results. I went from this
yeah,
many deals to that many deals. But I think with the other guy, with Gerardo, the one who's in the U.S., I think he can. We'll get there probably pretty soon, as far as that goes. And then I'm hoping that some of my other clients as well would be able to deliver some of those concrete numeric results so that we can use them as proof. But I agree with you.
yeah. I think that's the only thing that we're missing right now, and I think that our goal, like at least in the short term or something, that we should be looking at gathering more testimonials and a lot of these case studies, because that's where when the converting happens.
When you say case studies, what do you mean specifically? What kind of case studies do you talk about?
It basically is like an interview where they ask, or let's say we're talking right now, right? And then you ask me, okay, what made you feel like you need someone to help you with, and then what's going on in your life that you need help with, and then how did I help you, and then how was the experience and all this sort of stuff. And it's basically like a very long interview. Not really long, but it actually depends on what kind of stuff you talk about. But a lot of these case studies you can look up. The one that I'm familiar with is called email case studies, where they usually take people from 10K a month to 100K a month or something like that. And then in those videos they talk about their situation, how they were doing before, and then how they progressed from being in that state, and then the way they want to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so basically we would record that interview and then we would basically clip it, run shorts out of it, and then also post the long version and whatnot. So it would be basically like any other video.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's preferably long, because if we turn it into a short, then people don't really get the context unless it's suitable to become a short. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Understood.
And the other thing is, maybe we just need to do more volume. And I think that's just my part, where I need to, I need to get good at, taking this one piece of content and then turning it up into like many of those pieces so that we can upload more each day.
So when you say upload more, are you talking about short videos or long form? Which one, or both?
Short, and then because we have multiple different platforms, right?
Yeah.
We have Instagram, we
Yeah.
have, Facebook, yeah. So basically, I'm talking about short forms mostly, and then like for Instagram is carousels,
Yeah.
those slides stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
So
then,
what are your thoughts on using the existing longs? Let's say we talked about this over text. So if I go to videos, for instance, here, so maybe not maybe not. I mean, the 4.5 minute last one we did, for sure, maybe not. But then the previous one, how to maximize your cash flow, and then how to double your profit. So there's several sections. So
yeah, I actually was trying to cut up it yesterday, and then I did post it, today, I think.
Oh, okay, a long one. Oh,
I took a section, I turned it into short for the previous video.
oh, okay,
And
okay,
I
okay.
posted it.
But what I was saying is that, I mean, I'm just, I don't know if you know,
Oh,
I don't know if you, I mean, there's plenty of guys who do the same, I'm sure. But I'm
you
just
mean
like,
longs into longs?
exactly, longs into longs.
Oh, okay.
So like if I go and look at, there's a guy, he's a British guy who lives in the US nowadays, Chris Williamson. I don't know if you know him. He's got this.
Chris Williamson?
Yeah. Do you know him?
The podcast guy?
Exactly, the podcast guy. So and
I
I'm
see.
sure other people do this a lot too, but he has plenty of longs on his channel
Yeah.
that are just like sections of his very long podcasts. So he could have like a
yeah.
2 hour long video, let's say an interview back to back, start to finish. Let's say he had, I don't know, David Goggins, an hour 53 minutes. But then I mean, right here on his website right now, he's got a 10-minute clip, a long out of that 2 hour long. You know what I mean? Just one section. So like one question, one answer. The same way, if we look at my content, so let's say, I don't know, as an example, whatever. So how to, build equity. That's maybe one of the most concrete, ones. So there's 3 ways. So instead of running a 20 or 30-second short out of it, maybe you want to give a little more context and turn it into a 1.5 or 2 minute long. You know what I mean? Because it's just basically you, very little editing. You just basically take it out of that 10-minute video, and then you just like put together a new thumbnail and title. That's all it takes, and of course description.
Yeah.
I think I think that way we could increase the number of longs actually on YouTube dramatically over a short period of time. Or not maybe dramatically, but at least double them. So let's say every long video we put together, we would run 2 to 3 shorter longs out of that one longer long. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're trying to go from posting twice a week into 7 days a week, something like that.
Well, I don't know. Or maybe 3 or 4 first. Maybe not 7 right away, but you know what I mean? So, or maybe just more realistic. Let's see how, I don't know how it works. So I would be curious to see, or maybe we just run a couple of tests first that, we agree that every long we do, there's at least one shorter long out of that longer version. You know what I mean? And then to see how that 2-minute clip is going to do. It's not a short, but it's like, it's less busy, and it's like, whoever
Shorter
watches
long.
that, exactly, shorter long.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that would be
think
the
we'll try.
easiest way to increase the volume without a lot of editing. It's just thumbnail, title, and description.
Yeah, good point. I think we'll try it for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
And we'll see if,
Because you can take take a really old video too, by the way.
Yeah.
It can be like from a year old. I mean, like you could take the focus video that went viral, and you could just run a 2-minute clip out of that and see how that does,
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's good.
Or whatever. I mean, like the best performing one overall, organically, because that wasn't completely organic. Obviously, we know that. But like maybe picking the ones that did best organically, whatever metrics you want to use, and then just creating longs out of that. I think that would be good.
Okay.
So what do you think about? I mean, like my gut feeling is that again, I haven't spent enough time on the YouTube metrics, but I have a feeling that the shorts now work. I mean, the views aren't that, the view count is not that high, but I think the retention and the the percentages and whatnot are better for the shorts than the longs. I think that the ones that you put together have worked pretty well also on YouTube. What is your feeling on that?
You mean on the shorts or the long? We get likes very consistently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
Oh, for the shorts.
Yeah, and we always get likes, and then the other one that did well, we got like 2 comments.
Yeah.
But I think the one that did well, at least like the one where you did beside the river.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do more of that.
Yeah, I mean like the environment, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I recorded the one today. Not sure if you took a look at it, but I recorded it there.
I took a look at it. Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good one. I changed the script just a tiny bit. Maybe you noticed, but
yeah. I watched it. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And actually, I felt so fucking stupid. I didn't notice that that CapCut has the teleprompter. You know what I mean?
The teleprompter?
Yeah, functionality.
I don't know. I didn't use CapCut.
Yeah, okay, but I was like, I used like different applications for. I mean, in the past, I always memorized the scripts. I never used the teleprompter. Never.
Oh.
Never ever. It's like a 45-second thing. I always memorized it. It's like this was the first time I used the teleprompter this morning.
Oh.
And it's built into CapCut.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. But I've always had a good memory. It doesn't take me too long to memorize a 30 to 45-second clip. But still, it's a pain in the ass.
I always think like if I use a teleprompter, it will make me into a bad, presenter or something because I always memorize stuff.
Well, I never use it for my longs ever. I mean, even the hooks. I don't even have a way to do it because my camera is turned the other way. I wouldn't be able to see the screen, so there's no way for me to use a teleprompter. But with the shorts, when I'm facing the phone, like facing the front camera, then I can use the teleprompter there, and it saves me at least an hour when I don't have to memorize the script. I can just read it off of there, and it's like so much easier. It's
I think that's good. You don't have to use it because people notice that if you're reading something from the screen.
No, but I mean, look at the video from this morning. Do you notice that I read it off the screen?
No. From this one, no.
Yeah.
That was good.
But I mean, the long ones, yeah, you do notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if the camera is not that close to you, and then you have a teleprompter, for sure you notice because your eyes go like this, But when it's close, and I don't like that at all. That I always want to freestyle it. But I know people who do like record their 5 to 7 minute videos by just reading everything from a script.
I don't know why, but the agencies that I worked with before as an editor, they said they do the scripts for the clients, and then I was like, the whole script, yeah, they read off from the whole script. So like, okay,
yeah,
that's a lot to read because if it's like that, then anyone can say anything.
That's
we
right.
Don't really know
exactly.
They're really good at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it too.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, it feels scammy to me. So,
I agree. It's like, what's the difference between AI and that then? You know what I mean? It's like, you could have, like, very soon you could have a very real AI image of you, just like doing anything in front of the camera. That's why I think these lives are going to be more and more important going forward. I think that's another thing that we need to look into pretty soon as far as how to utilize this stuff more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's endless opportunity. I mean, I'm not saying this stuff is, I don't know. I'm not saying this is top 1% in any way what I'm doing live. Maybe it's bottom fucking 1%. But what I'm saying is that I do know that there are some good ones. I mean, good clips there that we can get out of it.
Yeah.
So, but first things first, I think that as far as increasing the volume, I think that obviously creating more shorts for sure is one, but longs out of longs, I think is the first step. I would like to see how they do.
Focus on. Okay, we'll focus on that first.
Well, what do you? I mean, do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with you because it does make sense actually. Well, other people are already doing it, then why not try it first and see if it works for us?
Yeah, and of course we need to pick the section that makes the most sense, obviously. But
yeah, I don't think that's hard because
I agree.
We have ChatGPT and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I noticed. I mean, if you look at have you looked at we've talked about search as being one of those focus areas in the past. So if you look at these videos now,
suddenly it shows up, right? The search terms. Is it?
What I'm saying is that it seems to be kind of all over the place. Sometimes search is popping up there. Sometimes it's not really a factor as far as how people found the video. So I was just curious to hear if you have any comments or theories on that.
I didn't really pay attention to it, but I did notice it. Let's say for this maximize your cash flow video, there was some YouTube search terms. Even though I didn't write rental income like anywhere in the description or anything, it did show up anyway.
But should we do that? I mean, should we do that stuff? I mean, write the rental income and play with the tags and the terms and whatnot, because that was like 21.4% YouTube search for the maximize your cash flow from rental properties, right? And then if
it's 10.5, let me refresh.
Oh, maybe I didn't refresh.
It's 10.5%.
10.5.
Yeah.
Okay, then it dropped.
I think for cash flow, I think you mean 21%. Out of those 10%, 21% is cash flow.
How to maximize your cash flow? Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Then how to double your profit from construction projects. That one, it doesn't pop up there.
Yeah.
And then, are there any other ones? How to find the best real estate deals, analytics. Why is it taking so long here? YouTube search 0%. So I think it would be good to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe throw this. I don't know. How would you do that if you wanted to compare and get a deep dive into that as far as why that video did well or better search-wise than some of the other ones? Would you just give the links to AI and ask it to analyze it? Would you just give the title, or I mean the what is it called, the transcript, the title and the description, and say, hey, compare these two. What do you think is the reason why this one did better search-wise?
Yeah, I think that's one way to do it. But if I were to think about why this happens, I don't really have a clue because it's all over the place. Sometimes it just, it's really hard to give a concrete reason. It's not always black and white, for these things. Like you can argue that, okay, this is better, maybe this one is worse, but it's really hard to get down to, because we're actually doing like SEO with the description and the title already. It's not that we're steering away from what the actual topic is. So yeah.
Because that's pretty much the only one. If we look at the how to maximize your cash flow, even though the views are not, I mean, if we look at the analytics of the video, it has done pretty much like any other video as far as its performance goes. So very typical performance, right? But the surge percentage is 21.4, so it's a lot higher.
Yeah.
How to maximize? What did we do with the description there? Let me just see. If you want help building up your cash flow, I'll guide you for free. My any real estate investors ask the same questions. How do I make? What metrics? Did we have we used the same structure with the descriptions as far as like starting with the questions? You know, the way we started here. Is there? I guess what I'm asking from you is that do you have a template in place for the description text?
No, I actually just fit in the transcript and then just write a very straightforward description for this YouTube video. And then if I see it sounds AI, I just I just force it to make it less I don't know, sexy, I think, because it sometimes use very complex terms, and I just use very basic 5th grade level English.
Yeah, do me a favor. I would like to try to understand this. I'll do the same thing, but I think it would be good to try to analyze, understand why this is doing so much better, like significantly better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe it has to be compared to something else. But I would like to get a little better understanding. Maybe it's a guess, maybe it's not, but our best guess anyhow. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. What's weird is that the double your profit video.
Yeah.
I actually did more research for that compared to the maximize your cash flow. So yeah, that's confusing to me.
I know.
Because I did more research for the other one. And still, yeah.
What do you? So what do you have, by the way, on your agenda for today? What do you want? Is there any other things that you want to present to me, or?
No.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. So what do you think about then? If not, so then let me ask you this. So what do you think about the script? Did you have a chance to take a look at it yet?
Yeah, I took a look at it just now, and then I think we need to work a little bit more on the hook.
Yeah.
But as far as the value stuff, it's solid.
Yeah.
And then for the lead magnet, I think it's good as well. So it's
Did
like
I send it to you already?
So, yeah.
I sent that to you already.
In WhatsApp?
No, did I send it to you already? The lead magnet page, the file.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I have it somewhere here. I'll send it to you as well. I still need to probably work on it a little bit, but I need to work on it a little bit. But I actually had to dumb down the script a lot. It was much more complex, and I think when I looked at it, because it had kind of like the makings of 2 separate videos, so then I ended up just looking at it from a kind of like a subcontractor perspective and not talk about in-house resources at all, which I think was a good decision, because otherwise it would have been too complex to understand. But it's hard sometimes, because when you look at these things, when you look at your own script, you always question. My first question always is, when I have a conversation with ChatGPT, for instance, on this stuff, is that, do you think this adds value? Because I always question whether it adds value, because in my mind it sounds so freaking trivial. And of course I know they never give you like the brutally honest, like, okay, what the fuck are you doing, this just sucks type of an answer. But every time the response back is like, this is a lot of value. So you should try to maybe simplify it instead of questioning your own beliefs, which I guess is a good in that sense. But providing value, adding value is so deep in my DNA that I just always kind of like, I don't know if it's insecurity or whatever the fuck it is, but I'm just like wondering if it really helps anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if you use ChatGPT, if you want to know, at least if you want it to give you better outputs, maybe try asking it to do research on who you're trying to talk to as well.
Mm.
Let's say you're trying to talk to contractors. Let's say do like actual research on forums or discussions about people who are dealing with this kind of problem. And then after that, after it knows what their consensus is, then only then you ask it to analyze the script. So it will show you what's missing and then what's what you need to add.
Yeah, that's true. What I always do is that when I ask the question about value, then I ask kind of like a couple of follow-up questions about like, okay, don't bullshit me. I don't think this is good, or I question this part and this part. So like just like push deeper and deeper and deeper. But yeah, it's always just one additional data point. You know what I mean? It's just like obviously, but I think it's getting.
It's what I don't like about it. It always agrees with you. Most of the time, it always agrees with you.
Yeah, and then you change your mind. You have to think a lot yourself, and you're like, okay, it gives you an answer. It's like, I don't think this makes sense. So it's like first you ask it to give you the best possible version of this. Let's say you say, okay, let's only focus on the hook. Give me your best version, and then you're like, okay, doesn't this sound like very long and complex? Oh, you are right. Yeah, it can be a lot better. It's like, what the fuck? I just asked you to give me your best version, and now you're just like agreeing that it's not very good.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts. So it's like you can't just like you can never take the first version. It's like, oh, I'm done. This is good because I got it from AI. So you have to really question everything and like double check everything.
Yeah. Actually, that's the way that I'm following this Mark Pachetti guy. He's actually asking a lot. The first couple of conversations, like a lot of questions, and only then it will ask something, like give me a script for this. I think if you want to simplify it, think of it as giving it the context first, and then only then after it already has gathered the context, and then only ask it to give you an output.
Yeah. But it's like anything else in life. The more you work on it, the better you get at it. So you understand that. But I have to admit that it's getting a lot better, obviously, all the time. So 5 is already. I have the paid version. It's already a lot better than what it's been. So, but when they launched 5, it was like terrible for the first couple of days. I don't know if you noticed. Really? Oh yeah, it was like just like what the. It's just like it was like the style all of a sudden changed literally like overnight.
Oh yeah.
The style, I was like, okay, take me back to that mode. I don't like this at all because everything was like just like a couple of bullet points type style versus a conversational mode, and I like the conversation better because what I do is I never type anything. I always talk, so I could have like a 4-minute, I just like turn on the mic and then I'm like I go on and on and on, and that's how I do my script. So I first write everything down, like using traditional pen and paper. So I like have the kind of like structure in my head. If I want to talk about like contractor problems, I don't even talk to ChatGPT. I like first I do the framework myself, and then I do the video message way. I'm like turn the microphone on. I kind of like walk through the whole thing, the notes. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you think about this as an overall concept? That I usually start that way, and then I go back to the pain points separately, have a separate conversation about the pain points, which I then include. But anyhow, we all have our own unique ways of doing it. So, but okay. So let me think. So the action item. So you're gonna work on the 30-day plan.
Yes.
And then I'll probably pick my next topic for the Saturday recording out of those 4 that I sent to you.
Yeah.
That's how that's my thinking right now. And then you look into that additional longs out of the longs way of increasing volume, and then you look into that the SEO YouTube
SEO
search
stuff.
For that one video if you can come up with anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
So I'll and send me whatever you have on the script. So let me know.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Here we go. have 20 minutes before the next meeting starts with my client. That was a conversation I had with my social media guy. So we have this weekly call every Tuesday my time in the afternoon, and we go over it's random type of stuff. We look at some of the metrics and then we talk about the next steps, and now we just identified a couple of actions. And there's always in my mind, there's always a fine line between more volume and, like volume versus quality, meaning quality over quantity. And I'm the biggest believer in doing both. So I just in the beginning, since we don't know what we are doing, I think we are in the mode of collecting data. And if you don't increase your volume, if you don't put in the reps and make sure that you do as much as possible, there's no way for you to collect the data to know how to get better. And that's why if people follow me, of course I'm a small player at least right now, but hopefully not in the future. But what I've been doing in all over the place on various platforms on the internet is that when I started, I basically went from 0 to 100 right away overnight. So I started doing a lot of volume with the purpose of collecting data to understand that, okay, since I don't know what I don't know, that's my ignorance debt. So you can pay down your ignorance debt in two ways, with time or money. And in the beginning, I did mostly with time. Of course, I had spent a lot of time analyzing and understanding and reading and following other people. So I had a pretty good idea in my mind as far as what to do. But of course, you don't have a clue until you start doing it. Same way, if you want to become a basketball player, there's no point reading books. You just have to start doing it. So after now a year and 4 months, I can say that obviously I have a lot of data now. I know what somewhat works, but I'm still lost. I'm the first person to admit. And how do I know that? Well, like we just discussed with Nelson, the metrics are all over the place. There's no consistency. Maybe there's never going to be enough consistency for me to say what truly works and what doesn't work. But I think over time it's going to get better. And ever since I repositioned my channel a month ago, it's been even harder to get reliable data because my views went down, because many of my old subscribers, anybody don't take this personally, but I don't think many of my older subscribers are very involved, interactive, or I would say they're probably not high quality subscribers for me. They might be very high quality subscribers for other people. Nothing against these subscribers. Obviously, I'm grateful for everything and everyone. But if you go back and if you've been watching my content, I mentioned in the beginning that I fully expect my vanity metrics to go down, views, likes, everything. But I'm hoping that with a more niched approach, meaning focusing on a more narrow niche with my content as far as what I talk about. So now it's real estate, business coaching in real estate. I'm going to get higher quality subscribers going forward, and the engagement I have, the interaction I have, the leads I get are actually truly people who want to be talking to me and maybe become my clients, or just, if nothing else, just watch my content, which is fine. So that's kind of the process. But this is one of the, I've talked about this a lot in the past. We have 15 minutes before my next meeting starts. I'm the first to admit that this is my third full reset, or third time when I start from scratch as a business owner. And nothing comes even close as far as how hard this shit is. Meaning there's just so much competition. The amount of supply is just mind-boggling if you think about and this is not an excuse in any way. I always get what I deserve. I'm not saying that my progress or my lack thereof has anything to do with that. But what I'm saying is that, and that's one of the reasons why I started, because I wanted to see if I can pull it off in a very highly competitive environment. Because all the attention is in these mobile devices, on the internet, on social media. So I wanted to see if I could actually figure it out how to build a personal brand and start making content and start providing value to people. So that was really interesting to me as an idea. And I have started 2 other businesses completely from scratch. Well, several companies, but just basically two types of businesses. And this third one, it seems that it's getting harder and harder all the time. So the third one is by far the most difficult one. And why is that? Simply because I literally started from scratch. Nobody knew I existed. Nobody knew my name. Nobody knew anything about what I had done. So I literally had to build that foundation literally from scratch, or maybe even from a negative territory. And that's fine. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I did it. But so supply, a lot of people making content, a lot of competition, a lot of people making English-speaking content. There's a lot of maybe a few billion people on this planet who understand English, who speak it. So fighting for that attention. And that's what makes it really interesting and rewarding at the end of the day, if you can carve your own little niche and maybe make a living out of it. So I think it's really cool. But who knows? We'll find out in the end. Like I've said a million times, we always get what we deserve. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but eventually, if we just keep pushing, if we get better, keep getting better, we always get what we deserve. I don't know what I deserve. Time will tell. And this is the reason why I do it, because I could not live with myself when I'm 80 or 90 or 100 if I didn't, give it my all right now and test my capabilities and see what I can put together. That's really my motivation. So it's really my motivation. So I would love to get some comments from people, if there's any, before my next meeting starts. So in 14 minutes, Gerardo, who's my longtime client, he's based in Ohio, in the US. We met back in the day, maybe, I don't know how many years ago, in San Diego when we both did real estate. And he's been my client now for, maybe 5-6 months, maybe even longer, 8 months. And he's doing real estate in Ohio. He's mostly doing rentals, and he's been making nice progress over the last couple of weeks in terms of getting new deals, and he should have a few of them now under contract. He's been doing a lot of work when it comes to cold calling people. He recognized maybe a month ago that he needs to floor it, meaning put in the reps as far as getting more leads, because in real estate, you're actually in the business of finding opportunities. And if you're not in contact with the homeowners and with the real estate agents who control the inventory, you're screwed. And Gerardo understood that, and cold calling was one of his, weaknesses, or he was scared to death, basically, to do that. He used to have a sales job where he made cold calls, so he has some experience from the past, but this was the thing that he was avoiding and not really willing to do. But he also knew, as a smart guy, that if you don't know what to do, you can always ask yourself, what is that I'm avoiding, what feels hard, and the answer is usually right there. So he was no different. So he had to go back and do what feels hard, what freaked him out, so to say. And now he's been doing it. He's making roughly 100 to 110, let's ask him today, over 100 calls every day. And he has now the first ones under contract, and now he's trying to actually flip them. He's probably not going to build them or invest in them himself, maybe wholesaling them. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of progress he's been able to make over the last couple of days. I'm in touch with him almost on a daily basis. But yeah, now we haven't had our face-to-face video call in a week, and today is another one. So it's always on Tuesdays here, local time, 4 o'clock my time. So what time is it for him? 9? Yeah, he's 7 hours behind. That's good. It's always exciting to see when your clients make progress. I'm super happy for him. I'm really proud of him. He's a perfect example of somebody who has been able to make so much progress. And I'm not saying it's because of me, it's because of him, because he's doing all the work. But he understood that he needs to make sure that his inputs go up, meaning the actions that he takes, and then the outputs will always match the inputs in the long term. So actions over feelings every day. Just do those simple things that you need to do, and then the results will follow at some point. So let me see if there's an email here. Nope. Yeah. But he's a great guy, and he's letting every one of you crash in on our meeting. He doesn't mind. He actually likes to talk as well, and he's not shy about his personal struggles and shortcomings, which is normal. I mean, we all have our share of issues, and Gerardo is no different, but he's a really great guy. So if you haven't met him in the past, so we're gonna meet him soon if you just stay on the line. Yeah, let me just see. Let me just see here. Yeah. Any questions? This would be a perfect time. 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go before my next meeting. Like I said, to those of you who are new to my channel, I do real estate coaching. I'm a real estate investor and developer myself, and started creating content online almost a year and a half ago. And I started doing these lives maybe a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And Tuesday is always my, I don't want to call this a marathon live, but a 2-hour plus live when I just talk to my clients. And well, actually, I have a one client meeting, and I have a meeting with my social media manager right before that. So I just keep the camera recording and let people join the conversation if there's anything that you can learn from it. That's my purpose. If not, then just feel free to comment. Feel free to comment any suggestions or anything. So those are always welcome. I'm just trying to pull up something here right before the meeting starts, and see if I can. There's no questions. If there is no questions. Interesting. Yes. 2 people online. Go ahead. Ask me anything if anything comes to your mind. Why am I always in the same place? This is my office. Well, I'm not always in the same place. Sometimes I have these lives at home. And last week I was able to figure out how to do these over 5G. I'm not the most tech savvy guy, so I have 2 SIM cards on my phone, and for like a couple of weeks I couldn't figure out why I wasn't able to do any other lives other than the ones that took place over Wi-Fi, but that was because my 2 SIM cards were somehow not talking to each other. When I disabled the other one, all of a sudden the live started working. I was so super grateful. It's funny how we are grateful for the little tiniest things. You know what? I have these markers, permanent markers and the whiteboard markers. I just ordered a bunch of new markers the other day, and it's like made me feel happy, and I'm super excited. It's like, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I'm super excited to get those markers whenever they arrive in a couple of days maybe. But it's just proof that we usually are happy about, grateful for the tiniest little things. I used to do this exercise with myself where I would write down all the things that I did on a day when I felt really happy and satisfied and fulfilled. And then my list was really pretty much full of just super simple daily things, like be able to work out at a gym that feels inspiring and eat my kind of foods and hang out with my kind of people, meaning my family members, and then be able to build and develop something, work on my business. This is like, if you look at the list, none of that has anything to do with really money. Of course, you have to have enough money to be able to eat and go to the gym. But it didn't mention a super fast car or fanciest designer bags or whatever, a watch. Of course, those things are nice, but ultimately I think happiness comes from those things that you can repeat on a daily basis, and usually, according to studies, money can buy you happiness in 3 ways. Number one, you can buy experiences. Usually they are related to travel, or you go somewhere, maybe a nice dinner, or to go to a concert, or like I said, travel with your loved ones, so people and places. Or then number two, you can buy time, meaning you don't enjoy vacuuming or cleaning your house, so you hire somebody to do it for you, and then that extra time that you just gained, you use it to, I don't know, maybe do something again with your loved ones. And number three, you can donate. So that's what money is good for in terms of happiness. Maybe it's a little more complicated than that, for sure, but I think ultimately people are way too materialistic. I'm not here on social media to talk about how everybody should sell everything that they have and not go after money. Not in any way, because I like money and I like nice stuff, but the older I get, the more I realize that there's just so much more than just the material belongings in our lives. So it's good. I'm getting hot. I'm gonna call Gerardo soon. Let me see here. Let me see. No comments or questions? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Let me see here, 3 minutes. I'm gonna already call him. I'm gonna call him already and see if he's online. We usually have a Google Meet. I have a 9:30 meeting tonight as well. Okay, interesting. That's another client meeting. I almost missed that. He's already in this call. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So you're early, I'm early too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
What's going on? You okay if I have my lab going on in the background?
Yeah. Oh, show.
So, congrats on the contracts.
Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, so it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was, very, stressful. It was stressful.
Why?
Because I felt like I had a lot of writing on this, and I feel like because, it's that I think that fear of failure mentality.
Okay.
And it's just like I turned it around, or tried to turn it around, and just obviously I just kept telling myself, just take action, and so this is part of the process. If I lose out on it, then that's fine. I mean, I'll just move on to the next one. So, but I feel like even though I tell myself that, like deep down inside, I don't believe it,
Yeah.
But I pushed through it. I just told myself I had no choice. I could have delayed it a little bit, but he's just like, no, I gotta just do it. And yeah, I mean, the negotiating part was the stressful part.
Okay,
You know?
being able to get the right price, you mean?
Yeah, and I don't even know if I got the right price, but I did get a big discount.
Well, time will tell.
And at the same time, it's like, even if I got it kind of worked out, because even if I got the price that I wanted, I probably wouldn't have been able to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so basically, I used a really low offer so that I can transition that into like, hey, well, you know, that's not going to work for us, but we work with a group of investors that might be able to buy this. Might be able to be willing to pay a little bit more if you're okay with that. Just so I can disclose that I am going to try to assign it, you know, and just be as transparent as possible.
Yeah, that's good. So how are you going to structure it? Are you going to just like set a price? Let's say you have something under contract for 25, so you're just going to shop it at 30, or how are you going to structure that?
Right. Yeah, I shopped it around right now to a couple local investors that are doing a lot of deals. And I told them, I let them know first before I posted on Facebook, just because I was trying to network, and I got on a call with one of the guys on Sunday.
Okay.
And I just told him, like, hey, like, how can I provide value for you guys? Like, do you guys do JVs? You know, and how do you structure those? And he's like, well, what is it that you're looking for in regards to like a JV? And it's like, well, I'm open to it. I'm not opposed to any option. Normally, what I do is like, obviously, if I bring the deal and I'm going to do the construction, and you're just bringing the funding, then it's only normally 50-50, you know. But I'm open to building relationships. So if it has to be 40-60, I'm open to that.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, no, I'm cool with that, man. And then he just said that this one, it wouldn't work. It's not at the right price for him, and the area is not area that he really likes to invest a lot in.
Okay.
So,
did he say what the price would have needed to be, or did he give any indication?
No, I didn't ask him about that.
Okay.
I'll probably ask him when I meet up with him, because we're supposed to meet up this week.
Okay.
But
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if I should just post it at that price and put or best offer, or just put it and see because I'm thinking of just putting it at the price that I want it at and see if I get any bites. And then if I don't get any bites, then I'll drop the price, because I see a lot of wholesalers do that. It's like, hey,
I would do
price drop.
Yeah, I would do it that way.
Yeah.
But what are your comps telling you as far as, I mean, what would you, if you were to flip that? Oh, first of all, is it a flip in your books, or is it a long-term rental?
I think it's more of a rental, both of those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what
And why is that?
Because I feel like in rentals, you don't have to spend as much money on the rehab. So if you're going to do a flip, I think the rehab's going to be a little bit more expensive. You might still be able to make some money, especially if you can, because these are 2-bedroom, 1-baths. But one of the bedrooms in both of the properties are pretty big. So if you can find a way to convert that into a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, or 3-bedroom, 2-bath, then you know that would help.
What would what do you think they would rent for as is, without doing the 3-bedroom, 2-bath version?
Well, the seller was saying that she was renting it, one of them for $1,100 and the other one for $1,300.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty high for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in those areas.
Okay.
But I mean, I 2-bedroom, 1-bath in those areas. So I was thinking maybe like 900, 1,000, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but I think she said she was under Section 8, so I know they pay more. So
yeah, that's right.
You know,
they do.
But I've been also hearing that Section 8 sometimes isn't even paying more than the regular rent. So I haven't looked into it. I'm not ready to deal with Section 8 yet.
Yeah.
I've heard that they're pretty difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
In regards to like the repairs needed.
Yeah.
Before you can get it listed.
What about the rehab budget if you kept it as is, as far as the layout goes, like 2-1? What do you think it would?
What the budget be?
Yeah.
Well, on one of them, and that's the other thing too, is like the garage. It's for a rental. it's fine. I mean, it's kind of missing a roof, but and I mean, you can kind of like leave that as is, but if you're gonna flip it, you got to
Yeah.
spend at least like 10 grand maybe to fix that, 5 to 10 grand to fix that. So that's also adding. But a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, one of the properties I think maybe like 20 grand. It's got a bathroom that I guess the tenant before left it flooding, I guess, and so the bathroom was upstairs right below the kitchen, and so there's I don't in the bathroom it looks like it kind of it dipped a little bit, but the ceiling of the kitchen doesn't seem like it's structurally damaged. So you might just need a bathroom remodel and then fix that ceiling. The kitchen. I mean, the windows are fairly new. The roof is in good condition. The exterior is in good condition.
Okay.
It's got an HVAC. It's got like I think I want to say it's maybe like 5-10 years old. The HVAC looks fairly new. The plumbing from the basement up is PVC.
Okay.
I would probably have to snake the main line, see if it's in good condition, but it's cast iron.
Yeah. Okay.
But aside from that, I don't think it needs a lot of work.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, the good thing is that you got those under contract, and now you get to move on to the next phase, which is to sell them, right? Market, promote, and then sell.
Yeah,
but like
that's another part that's stressful.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Right.
It's the reason why it's stressful is because you're doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, but imagine how much you're learning now. I mean, now you get to like create, and I mean, think about how you present it too. You know what I mean? So it's like
I was looking at different Facebook posts of how people promote them. And I was just looking at the ones that have the most detail, and then I was also thinking of putting it into ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT gives me back.
Absolutely.
You know.
So obviously pictures are everything, you know that. So make sure.
I have a Dropbox with just videos because I feel like a couple of the wholesalers that I work with that I was looking at the properties, they just wanted video. They didn't even want pictures. And then the wholesaler the investor that I talked to, he wanted to see a video.
Yeah, I mean, but
so
you can do both, obviously, depending on the format or where you're posting, what the platform is. If they're supporting videos, then obviously do that. But I would maybe start with I think pictures are better for your hook. You know what I mean? So whereas video is too long for a hook, so it's like if you have text-based ad on Facebook, so I would start with the most compelling, maybe like a curb side or curb view picture of the property, showing the nice exterior or whatever, and then that would be a hook together with the like the title stuff and so like work on that. So exactly, ChatGPT would be good for that. And then, of course, adding those videos later to give context or provide context.
Well, I was thinking of putting, and tell me, I try to put myself in the position of the investor, right?
Yes.
When I'm an investor, I want to look at all the issues. I don't want to look at all the nice stuff. Obviously, looking at the nice stuff, I like seeing that at least at first, But then it's like, okay, well, show me the real stuff. I don't want you like the fluff. This is a good, like you said, it's a good, what you call it, catch.
Hook, yeah.
A hook. So I'll show like the really nice pictures, and then I was thinking of including the issues, and then just adding a link for the video.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's perfect. If you can upload the videos, perfect. But I think that's.
Do you agree adding the
issues?
The issues?
Absolutely. Absolutely. State the facts, tell the truth. Best marketing strategy ever. So absolutely. And then what I would do, you're thinking it right and you're doing it right perfectly. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Okay, what is the buyer thinking? Start with the emotions. Okay, so you could, when you play with ChatGPT, you can do this. So, okay, so help me understand what a wholesale, I mean, like what a real estate investor is thinking when he or she's buying a property as a long-term rental from a wholesaler. I'm the wholesaler now. So walk me through the emotions and feelings. You know what I mean? So that's where it starts. So you put yourself in their shoes first. Okay, what are the feelings? What are the emotions of that person? What do they normally struggle with? Well, they want to make more money. Okay, maybe they are short on properties. They desperately want to get something, or maybe they are just like browsing, shopping around. You know what I mean? But start with the emotions, start with the feelings. Then next, move on to the problem statement. Okay, what are the issues in in their mind? Like you said, okay, what is typical for these short sale ad? I mean, like these wholesale ads. Okay, so they always focus on the fancy stuff. They have the best pictures and they never really tell you what the true comps are. You know, so first of all, be the first one to provide realistic comps as detailed as possible. Be the first one to provide realistic budgets, because you know as well as I do that most of the rehab estimates are like 3 to 50K, depending on what you want to do. I don't want to see that shit. I want to see somebody who puts his effort into that, saying, okay, if I would, here's how I would do it. I would put my ad together such that I'm an investor. Okay, here's what I would do. I walk the property. Here are the videos. If I bought this property myself, I would probably keep it as a rental. So then I would have two scenarios, of which first one I keep it as a 2-1. Then as a 2-1 rental, I would do this, and this. And based on my 20 years of experience, the total rehab budget is 17,500. Not 30 to 50K, but it's 17,500. Option B, I could turn it into a 3-2, where my rent goes dramatically higher, but then the downside might be that I'm not sure if people in this area are actually looking for 3-2s. I don't know, I'm just speculating, maybe they actually are. But you state the facts, you tell the truth. When you do this type of stuff, you already kind of you provide value. This is a classic example of you selling something. The more value you provide, the better people buy. And they're like, okay, this guy is trustworthy. He knows what he's talking about. And it's like, then you already qualify the leads that way. You know what I mean?
Right. And then I find that a lot of these wholesalers are all like, hey, DM me if interested, or text me if interested, but they don't post any pictures or video. Text me if you want to see videos or whatever. It's like,
that's fucked up.
I want to put everything.
Remove friction. Remove friction. Always think, how can I remove friction? That's why you provide the videos. That's why you provide the pictures. That's why you provide the issues list. That's why you provide the comps. That's why you provide the budget. That's why you provide these two different scenarios. You remove friction. Your job is to remove friction and add value as a result, so that whoever is buying from you is seeing that, okay, well, this is like a turnkey thing. Somebody has already done the analysis from you. Of course, I need to do my own due diligence, but you know what I mean? When you remove the friction, you already list all the issues. You take a picture, okay, so here's the ceiling thing. Okay, I don't know exactly what went into the bathroom. I would, if I were in the buyer's shoes, I would probably demo the bathroom. I would probably redo it, because that's going to give you long-term value anyhow. It's going to increase your chances of being able to rent the property and whatnot. As detailed as possible. But if you use AI, start with the mindset. What are the feelings? What are the emotions? What are the problems that these people feel? Ask ChatGPT. Put yourself in an investor's shoes who buys from wholesalers. What are the typical problems? What are the typical pain points? What are the typical feelings, frustrations, and whatnot that these people have to face? I want to be the one who answers all these questions, and then I put together the ad such that it's actually kind of like a turnkey thing. I remove friction.
Let's go.
Yeah, but absolutely don't hide anything, because it's not gonna do you any good.
I don't like when they do that.
They'll find out anyhow.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it's just a waste of time if we didn't find out up front.
That's right.
We go there, it's like, what's up with this?
And again, I would also drill deeper into the comps, rentals. If somebody wants to flip it, also you have to prepare for that scenario.
Right. now in regards to viewing the property, if I get, I mean, I don't know how much interest I'm going to get, but if I get interest, you think I should just set up a time and date for everybody to come by?
I think you schedule showings. It might. I don't know what your contract says about the showings, and is it still occupied right now? Is it vacant or?
It's vacant. Yeah,
Okay,
both vacant.
so you can basically get there anytime.
Yeah, I just have to let her know because one of them doesn't have a lockbox, so I might tell her, hey, do you mind if I put a lockbox on this one? And I'll give you the code. And
Yeah, I would just ask people to contact you for showings, because that way you get their contact details, and they have to reach out, you know, and that's why you have their name and number for the future.
Right. Yeah.
There has to be, I mean, I think that's good friction, you know what I mean, because you can also qualify these people then over the phone.
Yeah, that's also important. I have to qualify them.
Because you don't want tire kickers, you know.
Right.
And I think that's the area where you can add a little friction, because it's the good friction, because you don't want to waste anybody's time.
Right. Right.
But all the information is something that you should definitely add.
Do you think EMD of $1,000 is good?
Yeah, probably. What's the total? What's the asking price in your mind?
It's 65 and 50.
Okay. Yeah, I think it could be even a little higher. I don't know what's typical in those price points over there, but
yeah, I mean, probably like $1,000.
Yeah, probably 1,000, 1,500. Yeah. Yeah. And then don't just do Facebook. Just like use the local investor forums. If there's meetings, go and pitch that there. You know, reach out to contractors, agents as well. By the way, your friendly agents, ask them, hey, I have this property under contract. Have you had anybody who's contacted you recently looking for investment properties?
Oh, me? You're asking me?
No. I'm just saying that when you contact the
Yeah.
agents and you know.
Sorry, I was making notes over time.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No worries.
Yeah, and then that'll help me build more of the list of agents. And then I give on another note, I gave my partner from LA, like we're trying to work together to get multifamily. So he's got investors over there that only do multifamily. So we've been also kind of just meeting up or having conversations like once a week, just to kind of motivate ourselves and, you know, kind of get things going. And I sent him a list of multifamily here so he can call them.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to do the cold calling, so he wanted to help out with the cold calling.
Nice.
So, but he's going to just focus on the multifamily side of things.
Interesting. So, oh, that's good. Has he done those before?
Yeah. So what he was doing them in Arizona, in like 2017, 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his partner were doing pretty good. They were basically buying like 8-10 units and then just rehabbing them. But he got in over his head on a big project in San Diego.
Okay.
There was an investor from out of the country that wanted to do new construction.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, I've never done new construction. Like we can utilize this money better if, you know, we went to Arizona and just bought, you know, multifamily, fix them up, you know. But that guy wanted to do new construction, so he bought a property in like North Park area, I think, and he demoed the house and built 4 units, but had some issues with like contractors and you know, the designs, and he just started running out of money, and it just
okay.
You know, so he had to kind of start fresh over. So he's now in. He went back. He was a real estate agent, so now he moved, started doing real estate again, and he's kind of getting back into the flow of things. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a dangerous game,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And I mean, there was just a couple things like one of the contractors messed up the whole foundation, and so they had to redo the whole foundation again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then and then just one of the contractors was just kept asking for more money and wasn't really budgeting correctly. So yeah, along with other stuff, but I don't know much of the details. But yeah,
This industry can be really brutal as far as lack of competencies. Contractors can be super shady. You know this. I mean, it's just
yeah.
like it's not always pretty.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what else can I help you with?
I don't know, man. I've been feeling a little overwhelmed.
Okay.
With this closing, the cold calling, and then my vacancies. I talked to my property manager, and it looks like they have a showing tomorrow, and they have been getting interest.
Okay, good. After you lowered the price?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got an email from a resident, I guess, near one of my properties that one of the units was, they're getting a lot of traffic in and out of the house, and they think that they're dealing drugs.
Oh, in one of your properties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I called the non-emergency police to see if there's any records of drug activity there, but I just saw that they had a disturbance call this weekend. So I just the resident found my email, I guess, and she emailed me this whole detail saying that, there's a lot of cars coming in and out. We're taking pictures of all the cars, and if you can find something in your lease that says, that kind of can fix this or, deal with this. They're saying that just so you can find out if everybody who actually is supposed to be living there actually lives there. So I forward that over to my property management company.
Okay.
So I just don't know if I can just go off of what they're saying to just not renew the contract, or if I need to get some sort of evidence, because I don't want it to be like, oh, I just don't like the neighbors and I'm just gonna start telling them all this stuff.
But they've been paying on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the outside is fine, but we haven't done inspection, so I want to at least do an inspection of the inside.
Yeah.
So at least of all the units. We did inspections of the other property, but I want to try to see if we can get inspections done on this one.
Yeah. When does their lease expire?
I think it's already expired.
Okay, so it's automatically month to month after that?
Yeah.
And if you terminate it, what does it, I mean, is it the same month to month? Or you have to give them like a 3 month? Is there a longer grace period then?
No, I think if it's month to month, I think it's 30 days, 30 to 60 days, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, isn't it so that in different states it's different depending on the length of the contract, meaning how long they have stayed in the property, that maybe you need to give them a longer notice. I don't know, maybe I'm not accurate.
I leave that up to my property management.
Yeah, of course.
Company.
What kind of a responsibility do they have in a case like that? I mean, is there just like they pick the tenant, I assume, right?
Well, I think I inherited this tenant. As soon as I was buying the property, they had just moved in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the rents there are super low too, so this could also give me an opportunity to, raise the rents, but it's just like another vacancy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's for the long term, it's probably better that way, right? That you just have a better quality tenant, even if there's a little bit of vacancy. But I, of course, as you know, vacancies kill cash flow. That's one. But I mean, if there's a reason like that, then obviously the long-term viability of the property and all of that, it's going to ruin the reputation if it's going to become a drug house.
Right,
But
right,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I'm talking about the ones that are vacant. I think there the strategy I think should be to be pretty aggressive when it comes to price, just to make sure that you get somebody in there and get it going. You know what I mean?
Right,
And then
right,
focus on the highest quality tenant possible. But I
right.
want to go deeper in that anxiety thing. What do you think that is that you
I
felt that way?
I think I was thinking about that because I'm having like shortness of breath, and I've been working out like crazy. Like I've been working out every day, and then I've been going to my CrossFit every other day, every 3 days.
Mm,
But this morning I was thinking and thinking and thinking. It's just I think it's just mainly just money.
mm,
That's the main thing. Like if I had a nice little like reserve,
mm,
I think everything else would be fine. I just
mm, mm.
you know, I think that's been the issue for a while, and yeah, plain and simple, I think that's
Yeah, and probably some also that you're kind of like you've been doing a lot of stuff outside your comfort zone. I mean, cold calling,
yeah,
and now you're
yeah,
marketing the property for the first time and all of that. So, the
yeah, for sure.
pretty much the thing that I would offer you right now is that remember, nothing is forever. This feeling of being anxious or being nervous or whatever, nothing is forever. So it's like today you might feel like shit, tomorrow is going to be, most likely, better. It could be worse, but it's not going to last forever. So I think that to me is something that gives me a lot of comfort personally. That when I have a lot of tough time, I mean, I talked to you. I don't know if I talked to you about it, but what day is today? Yeah, last week. Did I mention that the house that I sold, the new
Oh
owner?
yeah,
Yeah, the water thing.
yeah,
It's like these things happen all the time, and then you start counting. It's like, oh my god, if it's like the worst case scenario, they're gonna like try to cancel the whole sale. It's just like argue that there's something pre-existing that I should have known about, and it's like all these horror scenarios come into my mind, come into your mind.
yeah,
But I think in your case, try to turn it into positive because you get to do stuff now that feels hard, but it means that because the reason why you feel that way is because you grow and you learn so much. I mean,
yeah,
if you didn't do anything new, you would just be relaxed and everything would be easy, and all of the things
yeah,
that you want would be just right away there. And I mean,
right,
in the end, I mean, you wouldn't want that kind of a life. I've told you so many times that after the fact, you're gonna be grateful for all the adversity. It doesn't feel that way right now,
it
but
does
life
not.
is not supposed to be fun and easy. It's supposed to be fun,
Yeah, yeah,
but hard sometimes, unbearably hard almost. But then you just somehow every day you ask yourself, okay, what's today's signal? What is the one thing that I need to do? You know what I mean? Not being afraid of mistakes, like I mentioned in that quote of the day
yeah,
thing. I make the decisions cheap, so to say, or the wrong decisions cheap, not rare, and just try
yeah,
to execute and just say that okay, well, tomorrow's going to be a better day, or tomorrow's going to be a different day. And it's not supposed to be easy because this is how you grow, this is how you learn, and this is how you can
yeah,
take your business to the next level. Because if it was
right.
easy, you would just be doing the same stuff that you've been doing for so many years.
That's yeah. That's I was talking to my girlfriend this morning, and I feel like I was telling her how I was like, this is my mom's birthday month, right? So it also gets a little bit
Mm,
emotionally difficult. But I was this morning, I was writing down what I was grateful for, and I talked about what I was grateful for, and then that gratefulness turned into nostalgia, and then it turned into like sadness, and I was just like, ah, dude, it was like I was remembering when we would have parties growing up when I lived with my parents still, when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old,
mm,
and they would party hard with family and whatnot, and I would wake up in the morning because they were still passed out, and I would, clean out all the beer cans and all the food and stuff, and it would just make me feel good because I had fun the night before, you know.
mm.
Um,
Go ahead if you have to take that.
no, I don't know. This is Jane. Economy. Oh, okay, no, it's fine. Um, and then then I was remembering too when I had one of my it was like a housewarming / birthday party when I bought my first house, and I think that was literally the last time that I had like so much of my family and cousins in one place at the same time. I think that was kind of like the last time, and you know, every all my close cousins and family were all there, um, and so like that, and then obviously my mom was still there, and I remember same thing. You know, I had a huge party, and then my mom left early, my uncle left early, and then they came back the next morning, and it was just so good to see them, you know, arrive. And then my mom just came to help clean up, you know, and then my uncle, he came to clean up too, but he came to hang out, you know, maybe have a couple beers too. But so, you know, all that to say like, man, I miss that. I wish I could go back to that. Um, but at the same time, I told myself like, that's why I'm putting in this work so that I can get to a point where I can go and hang out when all these events are happening with my family and still be able to go to parties and stuff like that, you know. Um, and me and my girlfriend, we talk about this, like we want to be able to have a house that, because like my mom's house, it was always a safe zone. Like I could always just go without even calling there, and she'd welcome me. She'd welcome anybody. It was always very welcoming in there, and it was nice to have that. Even she knew that because she would go to her house and randomly, without me even being there, she would just show up, and you know. And so we just talked about how we would want to have a safe house for people to come by on the weekends, and just so they want to just come and hang out or whatever they can. And, but I guess I was kind of using that as a little bit of my why.
Yeah, I understand, and it's a good to find out why. The other thing I want to mention to you is that always when the going gets tough, it's usually because our mind is overwhelmed and it travels into the future. It worries about the future. So again, remind yourself of those three chronological stages. So the past, the present, and the future. And if you think about your situation right now, most of your anxiety is about the future, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have enough money? How is this wholesale deal going to go? What about the second one? What do I find the next?
Am I even capable of doing this?
Yeah, but exactly. But of course you are. But you know what I mean? And it's like, but it's funny. I'm just gonna like to your question. Am I even capable? So it's like our mind is automatic because it's wired that way because it senses danger. It always paints the worst case scenario. According to studies, this is the famous, I don't know if it's famous, but Penn State did this study that on average people have all the time 1 to 2 big things in their mind that they worry about. And according to studies, 93% of those never materialize. 93% of those never materialize. And the remaining 7%, you might ask, they don't happen as bad as we think in the beginning. So stop. You know what I mean? It's of course easier said than done, but the only way, so knowing that is one, okay, most of the stuff doesn't happen ever. So it's just our mind who's sensing danger because remember, you know, there was a time when it really was useful, exactly, to sense danger that you don't become anybody else's lunch, so to say, right?
Yeah.
But we still have that capability in our DNA. But I think the only way that I can get away from that or escape that negative loop is to just like take my mind back to the present moment. It's like if the going really gets tough, I'm in an elevator, I'm like, okay, I'm just so grateful that whatever that this elevator moves, that I didn't get stuck here. That's like you find the tiniest little thing in that moment that you are in that you can be grateful for. Now you could just go look around you. There's nobody coming through the walls. There's no, I mean, it doesn't rain inside. It's like, it's warm or cold or, you know, like comfortable temperature. Your dog is there. You have food. You know what I mean? It's like, those are the things that you build on when the going gets, and it sounds kind of like so trivial and fundamental, but ultimately that's the way it is. It's a coping mechanism. When you have that tool in your toolbox to go back and eliminate the present, I mean, the past and the future, then you can always pull yourself back in. and like cut ties, because you understand that 93% never happens. The remaining
Right.
7% is never going to happen that bad, and it's like, what the fuck am I worrying about?
Yeah. Yeah.
But saying to yourself, stop worrying about it, is not going to be enough. In my mind, it's like you have to have a way to bring you back to the present moment. That's where the gratefulness exercise is so, at least, like I said, in my case, and I think it works for you as well because you've done it successfully. So just like keep doing that because it never ends. This is like one of those things, remember? Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I do feel like I'm in a transition period. I think I've talked about this before, where, I do a lot of work, and I was telling you, like, I do work and then I reward myself, right? I do work, I get stuff accomplished, and then I reward myself. But like right now, I do a lot of work, and I try to reward myself, but it's just like, well, I feel like I'm just in a position now where it's like I can't enjoy, or I don't enjoy that anymore because I still feel like I have to do more work.
But is it because work has become? Let me ask you it this way. So could it be because in the past you felt that work was basically the just the thing that you had to do, but you didn't really truly enjoy it? That now you actually,
Right.
you know what I mean? You get to
Yeah.
enjoy it more, so then therefore you don't need to quote unquote reward yourself that much because the work itself is more rewarding.
I think I'm transitioning into that.
Because I think that's the ultimate goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy, so that you enjoy the grind, so that you don't just see the work as that, needy thing, that devil that we just have to, it's like, oh my God, I just don't want to do it. But you know what I mean? But eventually, I think the goal is to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That, like I said, it has to be fun, but it doesn't need to be easy.
Yeah. And also, what's been helping me, and I mean, I know you relate to this, and you've talked about this. Is just like with the part that I just keep in my head sometimes that helps me get through it is where Gary Vee. I don't know if he put on the job description or he said something about a job description. He's like, I'm a firefighter. That's what I am. I just put out fires all the time, So thinking about to that extent and how, and then also Tony Robbins also said that. He's like, I'm running, I don't know how many hundreds of businesses or whatever. He's like, you don't think there's a fire going on right now?
All the time.
All the time, but I'm not like, I've already got to a point where either I desensitize from it or I just build a system that takes care of it.
That's right.
Like, and I like yesterday I got a call for a water heater issue, and it's like before I would just get a migraine just thinking about like I gotta fix it, I gotta fix it right now, I gotta fix it right now, and then like this drug thing too, it's like I gotta fix it right now, I gotta fix it right now, and I just stress and I overwhelm myself. And I think now the more and more that I've gone through that, I'm able to kind of just deal with it much better and not get a migraine out of it, And
Because,
it's just because.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just because I feel like I've just been doing that consistently since I've been here, and I realized again, like you said, I realized that I was looking into the future, and it didn't really turn out to be as bad.
Yeah, and I think you said it perfectly. You used to be, and I think the same thing applies to all of us. It definitely applies to me still to some extent, and it applied to me 100%, that I was outcome driven. I felt that the outcome made me who I am, or made me happy, or whatever. You know what I mean? And that resulted in me reacting the same way. Where there was a problem, I had to fix it right away, because it's because my calmness or my peace of mind was directly linked to the outcome. You know what I mean? My sense of belonging, my sense of achievement, or what I mean, peace of mind. My ability to sleep was related to not having anything on my plate, like headaches. And I was like, I wasn't comfortable with the uncomfortable because I thought that everything had to be perfect, and I thought that I had to be all the time on top of things. But when you really think about it, It's like there's gonna be shit all the time. People who
Yeah.
think that their happiness is dependent on the outcome, they end up living in their comfort zone because they can't deal with the headaches. And that's why they're limiting their growth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why they never really tap into their full potential. You know what I mean? So the minute you understand that problems never go away, there's always the same number of issues. It's like, okay, so I'm only left with one option. How do I learn to live with these things? How do I learn to
Yeah.
enjoy these things so that water heater break? I mean, tomorrow there's going to be another set of issues. Next week there's going to be another set of issues. If we always
Right.
lose our mojo, we think that the outcome has to be perfect. No, you always get either the desired outcome, meaning no water heater issues, or an epic story of somebody burning their face. Hopefully nobody dies. So you know what I mean. You what I mean. It's like always something, and usually the
Yeah.
epic story in the end is the one that is kind of fun. Then when you're 90,
Right. Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that we don't do our best in solving these problems, but ultimately none of that matters. You know what I mean? You go back, like I said, that's one of the beauties of journaling is you go back to your own notes from 6 months ago. Look at what you wrote down. How many of those issues, the daily struggles, do you remember today? None of them. Water heater
Right.
issues, leaking pipes. It's like, oh, I had the foundation problem. I had the water in the foundation. You don't worry about it
Yeah.
now. That was probably 6 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. There's always something.
Right.
So when the going gets tough, I think these are the things that you need to like. And the more you have those mental models and principles deep in your mind and like engraved there, it's like the easier it is for you to kind of like get back to normal again, get back to normal.
Yeah. I feel like I'm having a battle with the two voices, and I feel like the the general is winning, which is good, versus the bitch voice. But I still battle. Like yesterday, I was like, man, actions over feelings, they're not helping my feelings. And I feel like I'm just trying to make excuses. Um, and I just kept pushing and kept pushing. Um, and then it did kind of get rid of my emotions, you know.
Mm.
Um, but I'm just seeing the change in like the anxiety that I have to start. But once I started, it's not like it's not as bad, you know. And then I just continue to think about like, but so many of these people are doing this all the time, and they're doing more than I'm doing, you know. So like, if they can do it, I should be able to do it,
Yeah, and you
you
can.
know.
I mean, you've done a lot harder things. I mean, this is a walk in the park in the grand scheme of things. Trust me.
Like where? I'm just
Well,
playing.
well,
I'm just playing.
but you know what I mean. It's like not
Yeah,
necessarily professionally, but mentally. Like
yeah,
dealing with family stuff and whatnot. I mean, those are like
right,
multiplied by 10 or 100. I mean, this is
right,
like that's why I said this is a walk in the park. You have a blueprint for this. All you got to do is just follow the blueprint. There's no emotions
yeah,
needed. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like you don't have to deal with the unknown because this is a known path that's mapped out for you in front of you. You know what I mean? If you think about it, like, okay, let's say I don't want to downplay this anyway because everybody's the same way. If I do new stuff, it's like somebody could say to me that, okay, whatever new thing I'm doing, it's like, well, what the fuck are you worrying about? There's a map for you. Millions of people have done the same thing, so you shouldn't worry about it at all or feel anxious or whatever. But of course, it's the first time for me. As we know, confidence comes from the past. You having done that or something,
yeah,
that's what gives you
right,
confidence. If you haven't done it, you don't have the confidence. So of course, but here's the thing is that these things are easy compared to the things that you haven't that nobody has done really, you know what I mean, because personal things like relationship things and family things or dealing with health issues or whatever are the things that is like completely uncharted territories. It's like there is no map for that stuff. But this is just a blueprint. It's in the textbook as far as, okay, this is how you create an ad, this is how you create the hook, this is how you advertise, this is how you contact, and this is how you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
of course, I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's like, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But I think the thing there is the only thing I can kind of like, I've been spending a lot of time lately thinking about how to shorten it's like, because my life is no different than yours. I have my own things through, no? It's like dealing with the issues constantly. So it's like, really one way to measure your effectiveness is how fast you can revert back to normal. You know, like something happens, you feel overwhelmed, water heater breaks, there's drug activity in your condo, or you know, you don't find a buyer right away or a tenant right away, so you kind of like, you face, you know, these challenges, and then, you know, emotionally you're drained or whatever. So how fast can you revert back to the normal the baseline behavior, you know what I mean, of being yourself. So in order for you, it's like when you fall in this ditch, right? That's what it is, kind of like emotionally or whatever, mentally. It's like, how quickly can I climb back up and start walking on the sidewalk again? Okay, so I'm in the manhole. How quickly can I climb back? And if you have a tool in place and you understand, oh, now I'm here, all I got to do is do the exact same thing I did last week, the day before. And to me, the real thing is to shorten the time period. So living this 1 day cycle. It's like, just like forget everything else. All you got to do really is forget everything else, but live in a 1 day cycle. Every day you wake up in the morning, and the more I think about it, the more convinced I am that this is actually a perfect recipe for everybody. But, you know, like, ask yourself today, this morning, what is that I need to do? What is today's signal? What is relevant? Then you're like, okay, I write that down, I circle it. Everything else is noise. It's like, I just do the fucking thing. And that moves the ball forward the most, 80%.
Yeah.
Then I empty my tank. I'm like, okay, whew, yeah, today, good. I'm exhausted. I got that done. I went from 0 to 1. And tomorrow morning, I'm not surprised that I'm back at 0. I have to do it all over. So I'm just like, I live in this 24-hour 1 day cycle. And every now and then I use 5% of my time checking with the 90-year-old version of me. Okay, am I still on track as far as what is it that I need to do today and tomorrow to have no regrets when I'm 90? But the rest of the time, 95%, you just live in this 1 day cycle. It's like from 0 to 1 every day. It's like, just like in this, like a tunnel vision, you know what I mean, in a way.
Yeah.
1 day cycle.
I like that.
1 day cycle.
Yeah. I like that check-in with my 90-year-old self.
Yeah. And that's the 5% of the time. It's not daily. Maybe it's weekly, once a week. You have that short session. Okay, am I still on track? Do my values still, are they still in line with that long-term vision? And are my behaviors and actions still in line with that? But the rest of the time, it's like, you wake up tomorrow morning and you fully expect the night before, no matter how good you feel, that, okay, I'm probably going to feel fucked up tomorrow morning. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds brutal, but I mean, I think that's the way it works.
Yeah, the thing that helps me the most is the working out. Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah, of course.
Can you check? Are there any questions?
Oh, not right now. No, people are quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what, and I think this is good, is knowing, like, I do my morning routine, and I just like, struggle to get out of bed. But then, once I brush my teeth and drink some water, I start feeling good. Then I go and I walk, my dog. I just kind of, the last couple of days I've actually been, a lot of things have been running through my mind. So it's been a little bit more difficult, but getting in the workout kind of really gets me to the point where, all right, now I can start my cold calls. And then Friday, I think I only did 30 calls. And the funny thing is, I left my house like at 10 to meet the guy. Well, like at 10:15 to meet the guy at 12. And I got those 30 calls before I left. So I was like, I'm gonna get these calls, and then I'll maybe have some time after, and I'll just sit in my car and make calls. But the meeting took a little bit longer, and then I had to work on the contract, and then I had to drive back. So it took a little bit more time, and I couldn't finish it. But I was like, and it felt good to get the calls done in the morning, or get those calls done in the morning. Because I try to do that. Like, I work out, and then before I shower, I'm like, I got to get some calls. Just get the first call just to get that anxiety out of the way. Just start it, and then, go do my stuff, and then come back, and But I've been more consistent in not taking as much breaks. Like, I don't know if you've noticed. I think most of the times I've sent you. Messages like before noon. And I'm trying to make them before noon. Just so I can.
That's
kind
good.
of unwind and then try to do some of the other stuff.
That's good. But you should definitely stick with that schedule of like not deviating from that, regardless of what happens with these two properties. Even if they don't go through, don't get discouraged. Like I said, no is part of that journey, and the more no's you get, this is if it goes south. I'm not saying it does. Most likely it doesn't, but if it does, it's a prerequisite for yes. Just have to keep that in mind.
Right, and I mean, just getting better at the process.
Exactly, and understanding also would be then curious if this goes well with these sellers. So after the fact, ask them, okay, what made them decide to go with you? Or was it just simple price? I mean, just to get the idea. Was there something that, and then also, if you think about the conversation you had with them, was there any other approach you used, or did you just use that normal script, or how did you approach these people? I mean, those are the things that I think make a big difference in the end when you start to analyze that.
I think I definitely feel like I over communicated. When and again, I just put myself in her position, right? When I went to go look at these properties, I always, when I have contractors and new people going and checking properties or getting estimates on houses that I have a lockbox in, I always ask them to, like, can you make sure that you put the key in there, you put the lockbox, and you scramble the code, So I sent her messages like, hey, I'm on my way to look at the property. Hey, I'm here at the property. Hey, I'm done at the property. Here's, I put the key back where it goes. Here's a picture of the key inside the lockbox. Here's a picture of the lockbox already closed. Here's the key where you wanted me to leave it.
Perfect.
And then what else? So I just and then I left the property already.
Set expectations, meet expectations. That's how you build trust.
And then I told her, about I asked her, I need to, if we agree on the price, and, I'll get a contract ready and I'll send it over. And she's like, you need a contract? And then I told her, it's just, that way we have something set in stone so that I can present to my investors, because otherwise if I don't have it under contract, my investors won't even want to look at it, But what I'll do is I'll send you the contract. It's a pretty simple contract. You know, and if you have any questions about it, I'll be more than happy to help you out. If you want your attorney to take a look at it, you know, I'd recommend you having your attorney take a look at it, you know, but it's going to be pretty plain and simple, you know. And I sent it to her and I told her that, I'm like, hey, here's the contracts. You know, let me know if you have any questions. You know, feel free to have your attorney take a look at it. It's pretty plain and simple. But you know, we can get on a call or something if you have any questions. And she didn't. She just said, the next day she's like, here, I'm gonna send you the contract on Sunday, the following day. You know. And then she sent it, and I'm like, so did you have any questions about it? She's like, no.
Yeah, because but you didn't over communicate. You were smart about communicating. There is no such thing in my mind as over communicating, because you were smart to set expectations and meet expectations. You were able to kind of like tell her, you know, what you were about to do, and then showing her what you did. So those little steps build trust,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
key. That's
Right.
really, really important.
Right. And that's I think one of the biggest advantages I think that I have
Yes.
working at Verizon, working at Apple is just making sure that I communicate and I make that person, you know, I build the trust,
Exactly.
you know, and that's how I build the trust. And then and I forgot to ask you. I mean, I forgot to tell you. So the day that I negotiated the price, right? I had text her. I'm like, hey, you know, I got the price. Wanted to see if you were available. I think I called her. She didn't answer, and then I text her, right? And then she didn't text me till like maybe like 2 or 3 hours later, right? She's like, hey, I'm free now. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't know. You know? But I talked to her and I'm like, hey, how you doing? How was your trip? Try to find out first, like how everything was. Oh, okay. Oh, was it business or pleasure? Like nothing about the house, just more about her, you know? I found out, you know, she works like 7 days a week, and I was like, oh man, and I just kind of continued and just asked her questions about what she does and this and that, and just kind of let her do most of the talking, you know.
Remember that. Remember that you always can control when you ask the questions and let them talk. People want to talk about themselves.
Yeah. And so then I found out through that is that she had her own not daycare, like senior care.
Yeah.
Facility. I was like, oh, really? How does that work? And I was like, oh man, you know, I could tell that you're very passionate about it. And it's very rare to find people that are passionate about, you know, taking care of elders. Some of them. And she's like, yeah, I know. A lot of these people, I'm having to train them. I feel like they just come in because of the money and not because of the passion, you know. And so she's like, that's why I think I've been pretty good at business. So but yeah, I ended up, you know, just starting that conference, and we just talked. Maybe for like 20, 30 minutes before we even got into,
That's good.
You know, talking about the house.
But so now these are the things that will and should give you a lot of confidence about your future success in doing what you do. Whether you wholesale or buy for yourself, you should do more of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to see is the forest and not the trees. The tree is the anxiety to pick up or like call somebody and have, you know, start the conversation. When you get over that, you're very good at that, building, you know, bridging the gap, you know, talking to people, not overselling, and setting expectations, meeting expectations, which is huge, which is trust, which is brand going forward. That's why you need to do this, because when you see these little success stories, these are evidence for you that it works, and you can be very good at it. But you won't be able to be good at it unless you are in a position to put yourself or be in front of as many people as possible, and that's why the volume is the most important thing.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, so you gotta write these down for yourself. The things that you were telling me, but you gotta tell these stories to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do think that's you know, they always say find your strength, and I just haven't been able to figure out what my strengths
You
are.
just laid it out. You just perfectly laid it out.
Is actually giving a shit about people.
That's right.
That's what I'm gonna put. My strength is giving a shit about people.
Yeah, and your ability to build trust. That's also very important. And remember that strategy that you demonstrated about setting expectations, meeting expectations, it's what every single successful company does that is able to convert successfully and onboard people successfully. Onboarding is all about setting expectations, meeting expectations.
Yeah.
It's very important. And it's also all about being able to walk away and say to these people that, hey, I don't think I can help you.
Yeah.
And that's how you also
that's
sometimes
what
build trust.
Yeah, that's where I sometimes lack also. But I feel like thinking about like this contract, I feel like I could have tried to walk away, um, or try to see if by walking away it'll allow her to drop the price a little bit more, you know. But I also felt like it was an opportunity for me to do I wanted to do the whole process of getting it locked in and then advertising it, you know. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll go back to her and say, hey, you know what, I'll just tell her all the facts, and it's just not going to work at that price. So we can either drop the price, or I can recommend like an agent if you want to try to put it on the market, or you know, I might even throw out there if she wants to partner up, you know, and I can do the rehab potentially, you know. I don't know, just think of other options, you know.
I wouldn't say the rehab as a parallel option to the other two. I would maybe then just leave it as the last resort. You know what I mean? If because then, to me, it sounds like more like there's a vested interest in that. You know what I mean? It's like being willing to walk away and recommending something that's a surprise move to her, saying that okay, it's against what's in your best interest. You know what I mean? Saying that okay, I think it would be best for you to maybe try and list the property, and then you can contact me always after the fact if it doesn't sell. But you know what I mean? If you sense that it's not, and then I think all of a sudden you can feel the atmosphere, you know, the mood getting more relaxed when people see that, oh, this guy is not trying to, you know, force it. You know, he's not pushing. He's like willing to walk away and recommending something that's in my best interest, not in his best interest. I think that's big. But just keep doing the volume. And if you know, the next question I'm going to ask you, I'm not yet, but how can we increase the 100?
Honestly, man, again, the overwhelming part is like, I feel like, I think I told you this before, is like I'm trying to get to a point where I don't feel overwhelmed or too exhausted when I'm done, to not let me focus on, you know, because normally during the week is when I would, you know, run my numbers of my properties, check the numbers, you know, run the financials and stuff like that, and you know, so I still feel like I'm still barely getting comfortable to the point where I'm not getting as exhausted. So I think
that's okay. And I think, but also at the same time, I think it will always be something that is a little nerve-wracking for you, to be perfectly honest. But I think you will get to a point pretty soon where you're like, it's kind of like that good nervous. You know what I mean? That you can't live without that. So if you skip one day, you would like feel so guilty, and like, I gotta do this because I kind of in a weird way kind of started to enjoy this. You know what I mean? I don't think you will ever get fully comfortable with that stuff, to be perfectly honest. But I think you will get to a point, or maybe you're already there somewhat, halfway there at least, where you're like, okay, I kind of like in a sick way and enjoy this nowadays. You know what I mean? It's like
when like there's times where it's like I'm in the middle of a call or dialing, and I'm over here like sending text messages where you probably like, don't answer, you know. And now it's like, okay, well, if they don't answer, they do answer. Like, I don't get as nervous anymore, you know, if they're gonna answer. And I've had situations where they answer, and I'm a lot more comfortable with my my opening statement, or so that's definitely getting easier. I think the main thing is just feel that negative person, throwing me off my energy. That's I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I
That
understand.
gives me anxiety or whatever. But even I've had those. I think it's just a process of going through it enough times, because when it happens, it might hit me a little bit, not as much, but it doesn't stop me from moving on to the next person.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the next person, and the
yeah,
next person,
yeah, exactly. You're getting better. So you get it. So again, in the midst of all the anxiety, so hopefully, what you got at least out of today is that okay. So you have a better picture about what your unique capabilities are in terms of adding value to these people and in this process, and then again another reminder about how to live in that 1 day cycle and be grateful for the adversity and get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and like not really thinking about the outcome as your ultimate measuring stick for your happiness or for your achievements. Yes, in a long enough time horizon, of course it is, but like not in a 1 day or 1 week cycle, maybe not in a
yeah,
1 month cycle.
yeah.
And now put all your focus on, I mean, keep calling, and now remember quality when it comes to the ads, and then reach out to as many people as possible about the property. Not just the
Yeah.
Facebook ads, but just like, or forums, but like everything possible. Investors, other wholesalers, contractors, agents. I think contractors are good too. They work with other investors, and you could
Yeah.
offer them an incentive and whatnot.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need any help with the ad. I can take a look at it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I will let you know.
So, yeah, keep me posted.
No questions? No questions?
No. I mean, well, we can keep talking if you have anything on your
No,
mind.
I'm saying like no questions there.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. No, not right now. We have two
No.
people online, but no questions. I mean, quiet today. Maybe people are getting tired of my lectures.
No, next time we should just, hey, if you guys had any questions,
Yeah,
post it on
absolutely,
there. Just kind of
absolutely.
make it interactive,
Yeah, I agree, but I was talking to there were like I don't know 4 or 5 people online when I started, so I was talking to them about you and giving a little intro about giving you some love online.
Well, I appreciate it. I next thing, I don't want to say it, but I know again, just that social media, I really want to post at least like one
Yeah.
one a week, but it's just
Yeah.
but I don't know. And
Yeah. Well, let
I've
me
been
know
recording some
if
of
you
the
want to
calls.
brainstorm.
Yeah, I've been recording some of the calls, but there's just something about me that's resisting me posting stuff. I don't know why.
Well, again, I would much rather have you right now put in more effort when it comes to cold calling, and all of that, and then worry about doing a bunch of different things,
Yeah.
because focusing on one thing is much more important.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, good job. Proud of you.
Cool.
So
Thank you, sir.
nail it now with the ads, and let me know if any help needed so I can take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe once I post it, I'll share it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool.
Take care.
Right. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thanks a lot. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was Gerardo. So just wrapped up. So that was Gerardo, my client. So just wrapped up an hour meeting with him. So for those of you online right now, just started my live almost 2 hours, over 2 hours ago, having a meeting with my social media guy. We have a weekly meeting, always 3 o'clock local time here, and then looking at the way our content does and what are the next steps going forward. Tomorrow I will record my next long YouTube video. I need to prep for that still tonight. It's 5:10 here in the evening, in the afternoon. And then tomorrow is going to be a big day. I need to be ready, well rested for that recording session. I still have a lot of prep to do. I'm not ready yet, but the good news is that I don't even have to be. I still have tonight and tomorrow morning to prep. But anyhow, I'm going to end it here. It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you to those of you who have been with me here today. And again, I'll probably have another live in a few days. I'll let you know. Okay, take care. Bye.